I think what I'm most proud of is the technique, the way it has not only been thriving all these years, but I am very proud that we have been allowing it to evolve and grow. It's so beautiful, and it really, you can create any character. And if you look at the actors who come out of Atlantic, they're chameleons. They can do anything. And I'm most proud of seeing people who are sort of unrecognizable from role to role and medium to medium. So if, somebody's on stage or in film, it really, really works.
Hello, you big, beautiful Broadway world. It's me, your Broadway buddy, Ben Cameron, and I am here at the fabulous Atlantic Theater School with director of the Atlantic Theater School, Mary McCann.
Hello.
Hi, Mary. We're so happy to be here with you.
So happy to be here with you.
Oh my gosh, we're going to stop flirting with each other. As you all know, watching, coming up, we've got Next on Stage Season 6 nigh at hand, where we have young singers in high school age division and college age division submitting videos for your votes to be named the Next on Stage champion at the end of our season. And one of the great prizes and opportunities being offered to one of our Next on Stage, or a couple of our Next on Stage champions, is an opportunity to come train here at the Atlantic Theater School. Tell me a little bit, Mary, first of all, we know about the Atlantic Theater. It's one of the most prominent theater companies in the nation, always doing groundbreaking work, and we've seen a lot of really popular titles come to Broadway and beyond. Tell us a little bit about the school.
Okay, well, what most people don't know is the school came first. I was in a class at NYU in the 80s when David Mamet and William H. Macy came to teach us a new acting technique at the time called practical aesthetics. And at the end of our training, they said, don't wait for work to come to you, create your own work. I was elected the first artistic director, and we started producing in the summer of '85. And at that point, the school had been running with NYU for a year. And at that time, NYU turned it into a permanent studio. It was called Practical Aesthetics Workshop back then. And we've been the Atlantic Acting School, for many years. So the school came first, and we have been teaching practical aesthetics since we graduated, which was in 1985. David Mamet and William H. Macy, we were the only ones who knew the technique. So they taught us how to teach, and we started teaching. And I started running the school probably, I don't know, so long ago, I can't remember. Yeah, but so the school actually came before the theater company, but then we both grew up together side by side.
And what a growth it's been and continues to be. I'm interested in the practical aesthetic. Can you give us kind of a Cliff's Note version of the ideology behind that technique?
Sure. When it was developed in the 80s, I would say it was, we always joke, David Mamet went to Neighborhood Playhouse, as did Bill, and they studied with Sanford Meisner. David wasn't asked back because he's really a writer, not an actor. So the technique is based on the work of Sanford Meisner and the later work of Stanislavski. So it is action objective based. And at the time in the 80s, I would say it was very reactionary to what David thought was self-indulgent acting with people who were working on his plays. So he really wanted to center the play. What is the story of the play, and what is your job as an actor to tell the story of the play? And of course, he and Bill developed this together, and Bill's one of the great actors of our time, I believe. So the technique was revolutionary then. Now a lot of techniques are doing similar things. So ours is broken down into two parts. We say think before you act, and that is the script analysis. We have a 4-step script analysis process that was developed back in the 80s that you can apply to everything: film, TV, plays, any material you get, and it will help you break down the script, understand the given circumstances, and make choices to create the character. And it's an incredible, I still to this day, as do people like, Bill Macy, apply this analysis process to the work. And then the other half is act before you think, and it's how to be spontaneous and truthful. And it's the part of the technique that is the most challenging, because when you look at people who are naturally really gifted and able to be present and in the moment, it requires, that's where all the bravery comes into play, all the risk, all of the trust. And it's where the great acting lies, when people are really, truly in the moment in front of the audience or the camera or whatever it is. So half of the technique we spend, half of the time we spend on the truth of the moment, and then half the time we spend on script analysis, along with voice, speech, movement, all kinds of other skills.
Yeah. What would you say over your tenure here at the school has kind of been your proudest moment as the school continues to develop and thrive and grow? And we talked a moment ago about, people all over the world are applying to come study, and you have a cycle coming up very soon.
Yes, we do. I think what I'm most proud of is the technique, the way it has not only been thriving all these years, but I'm very proud that we have been allowing it to evolve and grow. And so the faculty is so committed to who are the humans today, and how has a presence and truth of the moment changed since the cell phone came into play? Like, people are different humans as they're learning this technique, and so we are constantly evolving. But the technique, it's so beautiful, and it really, you can create any character. And if you look at the actors who come out of Atlantic, they're chameleons. They can do anything. And I'm most proud of seeing people who are sort of unrecognizable from role to role and medium to medium. So if somebody's on stage or in film, it really, really works.
Yeah. What an unbelievable legacy to have. And that was such an interesting point. We are completely different human beings trying to be centered and living in a moment where no one has an attention span.
It's completely different. So we are in a constant state of sort of a creative assessment. So, looking at how the work is evolving, class by class, year by year, and then we work with the faculty who've been here many years and say, okay, we need to go back to this kind of exercise to help the students be present and in the moment, because their attention span is completely different, or their ability to take risks without feeling afraid. All of that stuff has changed so much, and we are changing with the times.
And have you found that you've been able to kind of keep up with your alumni as you watch them go out to the world? Many of them, as you said, come in here with their BFAs, and they come in for graduate programs and that sort of thing. Are you able to keep up and see how they continue to grow and succeed?
We are. We're very proud of our tagline, which is Atlantic Actors Work. And we're really committed to, we want people to learn this technique, but we want people to walk out the door and start working. And we're really proud of graduating actors who we set a very high bar. So, you learn to act, you learn the technique, but we also spend a lot of time on professional comportment. What are the expectations of the industry? So we do a lot of, what would be expected if you were under an equity contract or a SAG contract, or what that means. And our school, we have a 3-year NYU program for the undergraduate drama department. And incredible alums who have come out of that undergraduate program. And then our conservatory is a 2-year program. It's split between people coming right out of high school and going into the conservatory, and people coming to the conservatory instead as grad school, really. And we're able to integrate the different levels of experience because everyone's learning the technique at the same time. So the same thing out of our conservatory programs, we've had incredible, alumni who you see on film and television. And the teen program is really exciting because it is truly a pre-college program. And it's offered both through NYU and through the conservatory. So the scholarship will be the conservatory group, but they're simply separated by groups. It's all the same teachers. It's all the same experience. Everything is the same. Same thing with the conservatory and then the NYU. The hours are different, and obviously you don't get a degree with the conservatory that you would at NYU, but the classes are the same. The teachers are the same. We're doing the same thing in all the programs.
And we're going to be able to offer up a full scholarship to the Teen Conservatory summer program. Is that correct?
Yes, a full scholarship to the Teen Conservatory. Yeah. It's a great program. And again, we set the bar high. So it's very rigorous. The students learn practical aesthetics. They do a final scene presentation for their families. They, go to see Broadway shows, things like that. And a lot of the teens come to our NYU program or are going to other conservatories around the country. So it's a great place to come if you're really considering conservatory for your college education.
And there's something really magical about being kind of in the heartbeat of New York City and the theater scene with this kind of prestige behind you.
Yeah, it's great. And, here at Atlantic, it's very active. So, for example, Gruesome Playground Injuries, which is about to open at the Lortel, was just rehearsing here. And so Neil invited a group of students to come in and watch the final run through in the room. So you're really interacting with professionals. And one of our goals here at Atlantic is to try and offer the students any opportunities that come our way. We try to offer them, to the students as well. So the opportunity to be in the room watching the, people like that work is invaluable. It's so much fun. And you can only get it in New York City.
Yeah. I was just going to say that's completely invaluable, that kind of in the room moment. Well, it's very exciting. Thank you so much for partnering with us in Broadway World. And we're looking forward to an incredible season 6 of Next on Stage. Voting is open. So make sure you get in there, vote for the people you want to see move forward. And someone's going to get to experience this incredible teen summer conservatory program. I wish I was a teenager. And I wish
Really great. They have so much fun. It's really excellent.
I wish it could be me, but it can't. If young people or aspiring actors and young professionals want to learn more about how they can apply, audition, be a part of the Atlantic Theater School, where can they get more information?
AtlanticActingSchool.org.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mary McCann.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you next on stage, season 6. It's happening.